Almost 90 years ago, the Carolina Theater opened to showcase live performance, movies, theater, dance, speakers, and still today, the Carolina is a jewel in downtown Greensboro. Megan Cope is the Director of Marketing and Public Relations at the Carolina Theater. Give us a history of this space.
This is, of course, downtown Greensboro's original Performing Arts Center, opened in 1927 on Halloween night. We're standing underneath the chandelier. The chandelier actually came in, I think, just 48 hours before the doors opened, and they actually had to hold the doors closed for a few extra minutes while they hand cranked the chandelier into place. And that's one of the things that people notice most when they first walk into this historic theater. There's a lot of the original architecture dating back again to 1927 and the early 20s. We were one of the first commercial air-conditioned buildings in the state, one of the first to show talkies with the state-of-the-art Vitaphone sound system, and it's really magical to come and see something today knowing that vaudeville performers and silent movies once graced this stage, and today it's top performers in classic movies and Santa Claus at Christmas and kids doing the Carolina Kids Club in the summer. It's something for everybody. It's really become a community arts center.
It really has, it's stood the test of time, but it's taken a lot of work to keep it looking good and working and usable.
It absolutely has. I mean, from a fire that was catastrophic. It was a serious fire in the 80s, but the committee came in, they refurbished, they cleaned, they rebooted and reopened, and today we're, I think, stronger than ever. And of course, with downtown Greensboro Performing Arts Center coming, it's just raising awareness of the arts that are available in downtown Greensboro.
Of course, Greensboro has so many places for performing. Why is this still such a special place that we need to hold on to?
This is an amazing venue. Of course, they don't build them quite like this anymore, and certainly there are larger venues, there are smaller venues, but we fit that niche in Greensboro and in downtown Greensboro with our now about 1,100 seats. It's just right. It's an intimate venue, but also big enough to draw some of the bigger names. This past spring we had Jewel, for example, who was targeting theaters that provided that intimate, really special experience for her fans, and we sold that show out, and there's really not a bad seat in the house. We're also a great space for community theater when CTG comes in November and does, of course, their annual production of The Wizard of Oz, or Greensboro Ballet joins us for the Nutcracker in December. We've got the right size, I think, for that community, and of course there's room for bigger venues and smaller venues, but I think we fit into the heart of that here.
I talk a little bit about the architecture and some of the things that make this theater and this building special.
Of course, we have the original Robert Morton pipe organ dating back again to 27. We've got the organ niches around us here in the theater, and those are all original parts. We've got the original statuary niches on the orchestra level, and a little secret, they originally talked about making those fountains, but then they realized that running water might be distracting during live performances. So now we just have the statues that, of course, again, date back to the 20s, and our beautiful dancing muses along the proscenium arch, and these are all things that predate all of us and will, of course, be here long after us, hopefully.
And can you talk about these areas? The balconies would be what I would call them. They seem fit for royalty or presidents.
Yep. And that actually, if you peel back those curtains, that's where you'll see all of the pipe organ. Literal pipes. And you can climb back there, of course. If you've ever seen The Wizard of Oz here, you know that there might be some special appearances popping up over there in those niches, maybe from a wicked witch or a flying monkey. So you can get back there, but right now it's a little deceptive when you look because it is packed full of the organ equipment.
And talk about the seating, because it really, when you look at the seats and their different levels, and that really kind of tells the story of Greensboro a little bit too.
They are. Right now we have the two levels open. We have the orchestra level, which of course some people just call, the floor level, and then a lot of people mistakenly call the level that we're standing on here the balcony, but this is actually the mezzanine. There was a third level, a balcony, and that was the segregated balcony until 1963 when the theater was integrated.
So really, there's so much history in this building and all around it.
There really is. I mean, right here in the heart of downtown Greensboro, of course, where the sit-ins were, we were here at the heart of it, and of course, the theater was affected by it, and today I think we're obviously much, much better for it. Our third floor space is now the Crown, a black box performing space that offers sort of a flexible stage setting, or it can be opened up for private events and rentals, and smaller productions like with Open Space Cafe Theater or the Touring Theater of North Carolina. And we're really sort of trying to accommodate all of the arts agencies and make sure that there's something for everybody here at the Carolina.
Well, you've touched on some of the events here and the shows that kind of come back year to year. What other things can we see here at the Carolina Theater?
Of course, in addition to our touring shows, we have speakers like Garrison Keillor. We've got comedian Kathleen Madigan coming through. And of course, we have our classic film series. Then again, we'll have the Glenn Miller Orchestra and some more live acts coming. Then up in the Crown, we've got the Piedmont Triad Jazz Orchestra that comes through with seasonal events, and the Open Space Cafe Theater bringing in their seasonal tours. And it's a busy year, for sure. We're trying to keep the calendar packed for you.
It's a busy space. What makes you love this, working here, love being here, love coming to shows here?
It's such a vibrant, wonderful building while also being part of history. You walk in and it feels special. It's a different place. When we have the kids come in for the Carolina Kids Club, you watch them come into the lobby, and again, the original chandeliers are there, and immediately they look up and go, wow. And then they come in and they see the statues and they see the dancing muses on the proscenium, and it all just sort of clicks, and you can feel that there's just a different vibe in the theater. It's not like going to a movie and you sit and you watch a movie and you leave. You become part of the experience here.
Get yourself ready for a performance at the Carolina Theater by first going to their website, of course. Just go to carolinatheater.com.